Hello everyone, again we are with the new segment that is temperature and its unit conversion. Now what is temperature? Yes students, we have discussed about the state of matter, and in the state of matter we discuss about the conversion of the states of the matter. And in the conversion, what thing play an important role, that is temperature. So what is the temperature? Temperature is the scalar quantity from which we measure the heating or cooling of a substance. So what is it? It is the scalar quantity from which we measure heating or cooling of a substance. Now what is the SI unit of the temperature? Like the temperature also have the magnitude, and that magnitude we have with the help of unit. Now the SI unit of the temperature is Kelvin. There are the different units of the temperature, but the SI unit that we use to measure the temperature is Kelvin. Now how do we measure the temperature? We measure the temperature with the help of thermometer, and in the thermometer there is one particular metal is found, and that metal is known as mercury. That mercury change its position in the thermometer due to the heating or the cooling, and with the help of that particular line we measure the temperature. Now there are generally two units of the temperature that we use in our daily life. First is Kelvin and second is degrees Celsius. So the conversion of the unit from degrees Celsius to Kelvin and Kelvin to degrees Celsius is in your syllabus. So now we will discuss about the conversion of the unit. So first we will discuss about the unit conversion from Kelvin to degrees Celsius. For conversion from Kelvin to degrees Celsius, the formula that we use is temperature in degrees Celsius is equal to temperature in Kelvin minus 273. Now in this, if we take one example, what is the boiling point of water in Kelvin? It is 373 Kelvin. So student, what is the boiling point of water? If we speak about in Kelvin, that is 373. Now this 373 Kelvin we can convert into degrees Celsius with the help of this formula. Like if we take the formula temperature in degrees Celsius, 373 we will put here because the temperature is 373 Kelvin. Now we subtract it by 273 and the answer that we will get is 100 degrees Celsius. So boiling point of water in degrees Celsius is 100 degrees Celsius. Conversion, we will convert the temperature from Celsius to Kelvin. In this, the formula that we will use is temperature in Kelvin is equal to temperature in degrees Celsius plus 273. For example, if we take the melting point of ice is 0 degree Celsius. Now in this 0 degree Celsius, this 0 degree Celsius is the melting point, and in this if we convert it into Kelvin we will add 273 in this, and the answer that we will get is 273 Kelvin. So at the 273 Kelvin, ice is converted into water. So thank you students, and have you understood about the unit conversion now? So now students, we will discuss the next topic, that is evaporation. About the evaporation, I have taught you in the previous segment. Again we will discuss about this topic in the detail, like what is evaporation, what are its factors, and how does it cause cooling. So first we will discuss about the evaporation. It is the physical process in which a liquid substance is converted into gaseous substance. And if we speak about the example, then its common example is water. If we heat the water, or if we put the water in front of the sunlight, then it is converted into water vapor or steam. So it is an example of evaporation. Now the factors that affect the evaporation or the speed of the evaporation are wind, humidity, surface area, and temperature. First we will discuss about the wind. As you know that the wind also have the speed. So due to the speed of the wind, the evaporation speed is also increased. And we can say that wind is directly proportional to evaporation. What does it mean? Means if the speed of the wind will be increased, then the evaporation will be increased. Now we come on the next factor on which the evaporation depends, that is humidity. Humidity is inversely proportional to evaporation. What does it mean? It means if the humidity is increased, then the speed of the evaporation is decreased. After that, there is another factor on which the evaporation depends, that is surface area. If we increase the surface area, then the speed of area, if we increase the surface area, then the speed of the evaporation is also increased. What does it mean? It means the surface area is directly proportional to evaporation. Now, what is the surface area here? And in this, I want to give you one example. Like, if you have the water, now you put the water in the bowl. And another pot you also take in this. Now you put the water in a plate. Now after 4 and 5 hours, if you will observe, then in which pot you will have the less water, that is plate. In this plate you will have the less water, because this plate have more surface area from which the speed of the evaporation is increased. After that, the most important factor on which the evaporation depends, that is temperature. So if we increase the temperature, then the speed of the evaporation is increased. If we decrease, then the speed of the evaporation is decreased. So it is also temperature is also directly proportional to evaporation. So students, these are the factors on which evaporation affect. Now we will discuss about that how does it cause cooling. As you know, now the summer is going on, that's why we are feeling more hot. But in this summer, there is one electrical device we use in our daily life. Can you tell me that? That is cooler or desert cooler. In the desert cooler, what we use? We use water, and there is also one fan. Due to that fan, the evaporation speed of the water that fall in the window of the cooler is increased, due to which the speed of the evaporation is increased. And for the evaporation, students, what the liquid particles do, they absorb the heat energy from the surrounding, and due to that, what we feel cool. So evaporation also cause cooling. I want to give you another example of that. Like if you are having nail polish at your home, you can take that nail polish or nail polish remover in your palm. When you will put the nail polish remover in your palm, then what you feel? You feel cool. Why do you feel cool? You will feel cool because the particles of nail polish remover absorb the heat energy of your palm, from which your palm will feel cool. So this is the main facts from which we feel cooling due to the evaporation. Now I am satisfied and have confidence that you have cleared this topic. Thank you, student. Thank you.